Hello, crafters. We've got a great show tonight. I tell you what, we're going to have so much fun. Tonight, we're doing the Alex foldover card. That's right. This is one version of the Alex. Julie, I forgot to turn my phone off. One version of the Alex foldover card. Okay, check that puppy out. Isn't that cool? Here's another version of the Alex foldover card. It's a very fun card. Hey, everybody. My name is Tom Creek, but you can call me the Crafting Cowboy. I don't craft, but I'm married to the lady who does. Hey, we're going to have fun tonight. By the way, we're with Creek Bank Creations. My wife is Julie. We're from Perrysville, Indiana, the land of tall corn and not much more. Coming at you live from our studio. We're glad to be here. Hope there's a lot of folks out there with us. We learned, we met a lot of new people over the weekend at the Scrapbook Expo event. A lot of Western customers that we've never had from California, as well as Wyoming, Oregon, Arizona, and golly, New Mexico, Colorado, all over the place. Hope some of you are out there. You're welcome here. I got to tell you about this die that Julie is working with. If you've never seen that, Julie did it the tractor version here. If you've never seen the Alex foldover die, here's the die right here, okay? But look at this die. It is an incredible value because if you look right here, okay, there's a sentiment that says happy birthday. There's a happy birthday sentiment that comes with the die. There's a version of it right there. But not only does it cut out the sentiment, it also cuts out the shadow with the sentiment right there. Hold it, but wait, there's more. There's some banners in this same die package. See those banners? Here's a version of those banners right there. Okay, banners. And then, oh, guess what? There's more. There's some cupcakes. You see the cupcakes? Julie, where's those other cards you brought over from the shop?
See the red one?
Oh, here they are.
Okay.
Here's how she used the cupcakes right there. But wait, crafters, there's more in this die. You see that right there and that right there? They're stitched rectangles. That's right, not just rectangles, they're stitched rectangles. So it's an incredible value. This die is $29.99. We've been so busy, we didn't do a bundle, but you get 20% off if you use the code SUNSHINE. Don't forget, we got free freight if you buy $50 or more. We love to take care of you there. But here is another version of the Alex foldover card with the cupcakes. I'll just open that up for you so you can see it. Not only does it make a nice card, it's a lot of fun, quick and easy. And here's even a Halloween version. Show you all these little versions. Try to generate some ideas out there for you. We use the wobble with that one. Boo. And then here's one more for you tractor lovers. We're from farm country, so we have a lot of tractors. But you don't have to just use it with tractors. But anyway, speaking of tractors, I'm going to be giving away a $14.99 tractor stamp tonight if you answer the right question. So stay tuned in. We're going to be doing that about midway through our event tonight. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Julie, are you ready to go, Mrs. Creek? Mrs. Creek's not quite ready, so I'm going to keep talking. Do we have any new participants tonight? Anybody new that hasn't?
Do you have the feed running in front of you?
I don't. That hasn't been on any of our podcasts tonight. If you are, tell us who you are and where you're from. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I'm going to get this set up for Julie. Nobody's new out there. Nobody's new. Oh, well, we'll catch you later. Let's see here. I'm looking. Hey, there for the first time from Jacksonville, Florida. Hey. Glad to have you. Oh, several of you. Well, wonderful. We appreciate you joining us tonight. And I think Mrs. Creek is ready to go. And I'm going to get her monitor going right here. And be sure to, if you have any questions during the program, first of all, hit subscribe, hit the little bell. We'll remind you when we're going to have our event. While we're podcasting, if you have any questions about what we're doing, please feel free to email us those questions on the YouTube communication chat bar, and we'll answer your questions immediately on the spot, sometimes verbally, sometimes I'll type it. So here's Julie. Take it away, hon.
Hey, crafters. So, so happy to see everybody on a Tuesday night. And we are going to talk about the Alex Fold Over card-based die. This is,
Oh, I just have one question. Who is Alex?
who is Alex? This is a fairly simple die to use. Do we have to go through that all again?
I just wondering.
Why is the die named Alex?
Yeah.
Does anybody know the answer to that? If you know the answer, type it in the chat. Let's see if anybody
That
knows.
could have been a trivia
I've
question.
already answered this question
You
once.
have? Okay.
Uh-huh.
How come I keep forgetting?
Yes. So whose birthday was it? Kathy. Somebody's birthday was today.
Kathy Woolley. It's
Kathy
happy birthday,
Woozley's
Kathy
birthday.
Woolley.
So you guys can tell Kathy happy birthday. That's awesome.
Kathy,
she-
I sent out your die today, by
Is
the
she
way.
on
Your
there?
51, yes, Tom Woosley. Kathy
Okay.
Woosley.
Okay. I hope you had a good birthday. Yeah, I knew it was somebody's and then I couldn't remember who it was. Just want to share with you a short little encouragement today from Psalm 42. So, the Psalms is interesting because it's like real life. So Psalm 42 is a great psalm to read because it talks about difficult things. So what I thought was interesting is the whole psalm is actually interesting, but Psalm 42:11. Why are you downcast, O my soul? I don't know about you, but there's been times when through this whole thing that my soul has been downcast. Why unease within me? Put your hope in God, for I have yet to praise him, my Savior and God. So our soul gets downcast when we take our eyes off of God and look at the circumstance, and sometimes the circumstances just don't look very good. So on our Facebook page today, the Creek Bank Creations Facebook page.
Mrs. Creek, everybody is saying that their feed is blurry, and mine is a little fuzzy too. It's just kind of ripply.
Okay.
I don't know if do we need to pull back on the camera a little bit? Will that help?
No,
Because
I can't.
behind you, it doesn't look blurry, just
No, and my thing in front of me is blurry. What internet connection is this attached to?
our Wi-Fi.
Okay. Is everybody blurry? So I don't think I can do anything about it.
Marty Moore said, Alex, because you created in April and it had to start with an A.
Marty's a winner!
Marty said it's not blurry to her.
That's
Nope,
right.
Sharon says
See,
it's not. Jan says
Marty,
it's not. Sarah says it's
Marty is the child in school who actually paid attention in class. The die was invented in April, so it has to start with an A. And I had already invented Angel, which was a girl name. So this die got a boy name, Alex. There you go. So dies, when I name the dies, if they have a person's name, they're named by what month they're invented in the first letter of the month. So that's why it's called Alex Fold
highly
Over.
methodical method.
There
of
you go.
doing that.
Now you interrupted my spiritual lesson
I'm
here
sorry,
and
excuse me.
totally threw me off.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Okay, we were talking about being downcast and our soul resting in God. So I wanted to encourage you. I put a song on our Facebook page, on the Creek Bank Creations Facebook page, Oh My Soul. Oh my soul. So if you need an encouraging song to listen to, go check that out. Oh My Soul by Casting Crowns. It is a fantastic song and it really replicates what Psalm 42 is all about. So I just want to encourage you to hang in there and keep your eyes off of all of the circumstances and more focus on God, less focus on circumstances that we cannot control or fix. So that is what we're doing around here. We are thankful for the weekend that we had with Stamp and Scrapbook Expo. And so that's an awesome thing. Thank you if you participated. If you are our customer and you even just participated in the chat, thank you, thank you, thank you, because all that stuff is so important. And we did have trouble keeping up with the chat. Like at one point, my computer couldn't even keep up with it. So
Our website crashed.
the website crashed in the middle of it. It was crazy, but God's good. It's all good. So I did want to say, yes, Crafty Girl said that's how. Crafty Girl, we're glad to have you around. Now I noticed it says Florida. FL must be Florida. We'll be in Stamp Fest
August 1st and 2nd.
1st and 2nd at the Stamp Fest show
Kissimmee.
in Kissimmee. So if you're in the area, we'd love to connect with you there.
All you Florida folks, there's a lot of
So
Florida
I just
folks
wanted to
friendly.
share with you, we're really not going to talk about very much the tractor stamp set. Did you show them the tractor
Yeah, I
stamp
told
set?
him I was going to give it away.
Tractor stamp set. We're giving this away tonight. And the tractor stamp set does have a matching die. Hang on. So if you're one of those people,
Florida Crafty Girl said that's how she found us.
awesome. I thought she said she found us from Stamp and Scrapbook Expo.
Oh, maybe I
Outline die.
misunderstood.
If you're the kind of girl that or guy that likes to have the die, it does have a die. So I just wanted to share with you real quick some tractor cards that we've got, and these are made with most of them with the tractor paper pad. These were made by Diane Morris from Ohio, and I wanted to. This is her well, it's a bookmark, but I taped it. It's taped on because at trade shows people rip them off. So I actually taped it, but this actually comes off and it's a bookmark, which is kind of cool. Here's another one. Tractor. And this one Diane made. She real close there. See the brown, that's the brown Mud Puddles product. And she made it with the slide card. This is our slide card. If you're not familiar with it, I did another video earlier on the slide card. So that's just some fun you can have with the tractor stuff tonight. I just stamped the tractor and colored it and then filled the bucket with love. So, did you talk about the platform that's needed with this die?
I did not. Mrs.
Okay,
Creek.
this is a very large die. It almost runs the full 12 inches, like it's just shy of 12 inches. So you're going to need the,
Bart Berry asked what the brown material is. It's called Mud Puddles and it's on our website.
it's called Mud Puddles and it's on our website. It is like, I don't really
It's a
know.
manufactured sand.
I don't really know what it is, but it's a manufactured sand. So it has the look of sand and it comes in a sand color, but it also comes in brown and it comes in green. So in this case, Diane just put some adhesive down and then
also
dumped it
comes
on
in
there.
Beach colors too.
I said sand.
Well, you said brown.
I think
That's brown she has right there. It's actually called coffee.
ladies, did I say,
I believe they
if
call
I
that
said
coffee.
beach, say yes.
Isn't that called coffee?
This is called coffee. Okay, so it's fun. Okay, so did we get that done? Okay, so we need to use the extended platform with this die. So you need the long platform. If you have purchased and I'm talking about Sizzix product, you need the long platform. If you bought a machine recently, it's going to have the long platform and you need the long cutting plates. So when you buy a new machine, it has standard size cutting plates, but for this one, you're going to need extended cutting plates. And we do have both the standard size cutting plates and the extended cutting plates on our website. So it is a big guy. I do think it's helpful if you like for this card to stand up, if you cut it on some pretty heavy cardstock. And when after I have purchased my die, I keep my die in the storage envelope with a magnet. So I have on this side is the packaged product, and on this side is the die with all the components. And you went through with them all the components, correct? That's all the stuff that's in here.
Did I do what?
Did you go over everything? I don't need to go over all that
Yes,
stuff.
all the different parts.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
So I just wanted to show you when you go to cut this, how this covers like nearly the entire thing. So you have to get it on there just right when you cut it. So, Nancy, we're glad to have you around. Will it work on the Cuttlebug? Yes, it will work on the Cuttlebug. You'll just need to have the long platforms. I'm not sure what they call those on the Cuttlebug system. Your extended platforms. And so I don't know if you're aware that Cuttlebug isn't around anymore. So hopefully you still have those because you're going to have a hard time finding them. I'm going to run this through the die cut machine. I'm cutting tonight with the Vagabond. And we're going to run it through and I'm going to show you what it looks like. And in a minute, I'm going to turn the camera down.
By the way, we have a special in the Vagabond.
By the way, we have a special on the back.
$139. No, $134.99.
134 on the Vagabond. Tom is running a special, 134.99 in.
That includes freight that's delivered, includes the extended platform, and I can ship to all but 10 states, which are listed on the website.
Okay, so when we die cut, this is what we get.
It's
This
like a
is
field goal, touchdown.
touchdown. Okay, so it's going to cut the outside edge for you, and it's going to score those lines for you. There we go. Okay, super simple. So you can decide which side you put that center flap on. Lori's from California.
Hey, Lori, glad to
Okay,
have you.
so I've got my base card cut. We're working with the Alex fold over die. I have my base card cut and I'm ready to decorate. So I am going to turn the camera down and we're going to assemble this card. Really simple to put together. And then I have some little tricks I want to show you. Did you show them the Jane card?
The Jane card?
The Jane?
Yes, I did
Jane.
show them the Jane.
We're also gonna talk about the Jane card.
Me tossing,
You Jane. So we'll talk about the Jane card.
Diane
And-
wants to know if that is an A2 card.
Yes, Diane. It is 4 by 5.5. So it's a little bit shy of the 4.25, but it'll definitely fit in your A2 card opening. So I am ready. I'm going to turn the camera down and we're going to get started. Hang on. I'm going to turn the camera down. How's the view going, ladies? Am I blurry? Here we go. Oh. So tell me how it looks, ladies. I cannot. My feed is so slow here. I'm having trouble.
Blurry. Lois said it was blurry.
Mhm.
Debbie said it was blurry. Florida.
What is
Crafty Girl
the
said it's very blurry.
what is this attached to, Tom?
That is attached to a different internet system. But your phone is attached to our router. And
Are we still blurry? Very blurry and unclear.
we could turn it off and go to 5G and see what happens.
Turn it off and lose the connection altogether.
There you are.
So should we try for next week?
No, oh, that's
Keep
cleared
going.
now. It's cleared up now for me. Is it clear for them? Going in and out, blurring out. It's clear. It cleared. Don said
Okay.
it cleared. Much
So
better.
I don't know who's praying, but thank you. Okay, so I have my card base here that we just die cut. So how's the picture look?
It's the background. The grid panel is really screwing up things. Can you remove the grid panel? The grid sheet, it's messing up the picture. It's like going pixely with the grid panel. Is that possible, or do you need it? Just asking, Mrs. Creek. Somebody
I
else asked me to.
Well, they're not going to be able, let's see if I turn it over. Let's try this. Centered. Thank you, Dawn, for saying that. Okay, see if we're going to try the craft side and see if that helps. Oh, so there's customers talking about the Vagabond. Okay, so here's the base. Now, when I made this card, I put the large centerpiece on the right side, and we're gonna fold that. Now, what's great about this project, or this die, is that it includes the stitch dies so that you can die cut those panels with the stitch die. So I've already die cut those, and I did die cut. I'm using the tractor paper pad set. So I'm gonna flip those over and I'm going to put our 1/4 inch super tacky tape on the back and we'll adhere those to our card. So today at the shop, we had somebody sitting at my workstation working and all my stuff has been displaced. So hopefully I don't lose anything. Okay, I like to use the pick tool to pull the liner off. When you put your tape on, if you have it down secure, you should be able to just go in there with that little pick tool and center those two colors up there. Now, what is interesting about happy birthday sentiment. It is designed to fit right in that panel up there. So if we wanted to die cut the happy birthday, I sized it to fit in the upper and lower panel. So in this card today, I actually put it on the inside, but I just wanted you to see it's been sized to fit, so it fits in that panel. Okay. Now we have our tractor that we're going to put on the inside. So I die cut the black plaid paper out of the tractor paper pad set.
There it is.
Thank you, Tom. And so we have that here. And then that's going on there. And then we have our tractor piece that we're going to add. Now I stamped that ahead of time and colored it. So we're just going to add our super tacky tape to the back of our paper. And we're going to adhere that
But don't forget, that's still on special.
to the center. So super tacky tape is on special on the website to 1/4 inch and to 1/2 inch for $13. Now we're going to put our tractor right in there. And I can see I did not cut him properly. So if you want to put a card in there that you have stamped, you will want to cut that 3.5 by 2. And I'm just a little long, so I'm going to trim him 3.5. There we go. And he's going right in there. Okay. Now we could put the mud puddles on there like Diane did, but for this card, I just wanted to add a little brown ink to the bottom. So I'm going to use my J brush. Now this is what I use for ink, and these come unbanded. They don't have the color band on them. You use your paper punch and you cut them and you punch them and you stick the color bands on them. So this is what the color bands look like. So when you buy 6 brushes, we'll give you the color card for free, and you mark 1 brush per color family. And this is my brown brush. So I only use 1 brush per color family. When I take the lid off, I have this band that goes up and down. And tonight, I just want to pick up a little bit of brown and run it along that bottom. So I'm going to pull this back and keep that rather loose. And I'm just going to put this in my ink. And I'm just going to put a little bit of ink around that base. I'll pull up some brown ink. So this is how we move and blend ink. We just need a little.
So the larger center background piece, you have a die that cuts that also?
Yes, the black piece right here.
That's that big rectangle, isn't it? The stitched rectangle? On the die?
Yes. The piece that cuts here and the piece that cut here and the piece that cut here are stitched rectangles, and they come with the set. What is not in the set is this piece that we're adding, and we cut that by hand, and that's 3.5 by 2.
Did you do something with the brushes while I was typing?
Yes,
Did you tell them about the brushes?
I did. Yes.
Did you tell them about
Did
the
you know
special
it's
one?
hard to work when you keep getting interrupted? Hey, if you're new here tonight, you don't probably know about the wonderful relationship that Tom and I have working together.
Hey, our anniversary's in a couple weeks here. Less than a week.
Less than a week.
35 years.
Okay, so I've got my little bit of dirt down there, and I'm going to put this right on my card. Did you ladies notice how I just totally ignored him? I know that if you're married, you understand. Okay.
Did you tell them about the special and the
Moving.
brushes?
No, because I don't even know what it is.
All right.
And that is
This
that.
great. All right, first
Okay,
of all,
let me finish doing what I'm doing, and then you can talk while I'm working. Now, what I think is cool about this tractor is that you can go in and you can die cut the little letters. These are the Tom's Text alphabet letters.
who'd you name those after?
I take it back. The Tom's Text. Tom, do you want to go grab those?
Yeah.
They're cool because they're small, so you can fill that bucket with those little letters.
Are you implying that I'm cool because
They're-
I'm small?
You can put them in the back of the tractor right here. Lots of things you can do with the little letters. And I designed them specifically little for that reason. I did also want to mention that this stamp is the vehicle's accessory stamp. It's meant to go with our vehicle set. but I have many customers who purchase it and do all kinds of different things with it. For example, you could put the pumpkins up in the top of the wagon. Thank you. Or you could put the hearts or the tree. So this is meant to go with the vehicle. We have a truck that these actually fit in, but they do work well with the tractor. If you like the tractor thing, they do work well with the tractor thing. This is the Tom Text set. So upper and lowercase alphabet and your punctuation.
Michelle wants to hear about the brushes. Just saying, when you're done.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put this together. And while I'm putting it together, you
Michelle,
can.
we're gonna
Okay,
get you on the
Michelle,
brushes, I
I'm gonna
promise.
put the letters on the tractor, and Tom's gonna talk. So, ladies, I already cut these ahead of time. They have our super tacky tape on the back, so they're already a sticker. So I'll stick these down while Tom is talking.
Are you sticking down now?
I'm sticking down. baby.
Okay, ladies. The J brush, did you show them all about the J brush?
I showed them the J
Okay,
brush.
the J brush, they're priced at $6.99 a piece, or if you buy 6, you get them for $39. You buy 8, you get them for $52. And that special price of $39 and $52, you also get 20% off that if you use the coupon code Sunshine. Now, if you buy 6 or 8, you also get the color card that is right behind Julie's right
I showed
shoulder
him.
there.
I showed him the card.
So you can identify your brushes, because you don't need a brush for every ink pad. You only need a brush for every color family. So they're really a lot of fun. We call them the J brush, named after J for Julie, as she designed the brush. And it's pretty unique because they're a much larger diameter than anything else on the market.
Easy to hold on your hand because Julie has problems with her hands.
Julie has carpal tunnel, or if you
Well,
have
I don't know if
arthritic wrists or something like that,
I have
it's
something.
very helpful.
So I'm just putting my letters on here, and I did show them the wood block in the bag. Do you want to talk about that?
The what?
I showed them while you were talking the wood block in the bag.
Yes. Do I need a price on that? Because I don't remember what they were.
I don't know how much the wood block is. The bag, I don't know how much the bag is there. Okay, I've got my letters on there. I'm going to flip this over and add this to my front panel. So, fun card to accent. We have Father's Day. I will tell you, ladies, if you're going to try to order something,
The bag is $6.99, less 20% with the Sunshine code, and the block, less 20%.
okay, there you go. So I use the block. I keep the block on my table to hold all my brushes in. The bag's great if you're carrying it. There's our card front. Okay, they're
Do you realize that that makes that only $19.99? With what a deal for the block
well, that is a
with
deal.
the Sunshine code.
Yeah, they're asking other questions that
Oh,
you
I'm
should be
sorry.
paying attention to. Okay, so that's our card front. And I wanted to let you guys know, do not order something and thinking that you're going to get it in time for Father's Day, because y'all are used to our super fast shipping.
What's the diameter on that brush?
And right now we're not super fast shipping. 1 1/4.
1 1/4 inch diameter.
Okay, it's
Michelle?
made, I had them make it large so that it's super easy to handle. You know, there's just a principle that happens that when you're holding something that's this small, you have a lot of strength that you have to pull in from your hand, muscle strength back in here. So I asked them to make this large so that it's easy to handle. And if you have really, if you have a lot of trouble with your hands, you can even hold it like this. Now I don't, I hold it like this, but it has been designed so that it's easy to use on your hands. Okay,
Diana Makatura asks, do you have a list of all of your stamps?
what does that mean? Every stamp we own?
Do we have
Just for tonight or in total?
No, a list. I think a total list of all of our stamps. We have one, but I mean,
I don't have one readily available. Does she want one?
you want one,
I
Diana?
can make her one. Okay, so what I have here is the plaid paper, and I think it looks really nice when you're doing these cards to throw in a pop of color on the inside of the card. So I have done that. This inner piece is 3.75 by 5.25, and then I'm going to put a mat right on top of it. The mat, the white piece, is 3.5 by 5. We're going to lay one right on top of the other. So we're going to add our tape. Yeah, are you responding to Judy about the post office?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the postal service has a problem, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry to say. We never used to have any problems with the postal service until about 2 years ago. And now things are just awesome. I'm being sarcastic. There's
Cindy likes your bracelet.
Cindy, I decided that today was a day that I needed a little sparkle.
It's bling. It's bling.
Got a little
time.
bling
It's,
bling. Got a little thing for a little bling bling. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna add our adhesive to the back. And I want to show you this little trick. If you run your tape all the way around in one piece without using pieces, you can peel it all off in one piece.
Diana wants you to email her a list of all your stamps.
Okay, well, you got to write me a note. I can do that. You're just going to write me a note. Okay, all in one piece. It'll all come off in one piece. That's fun. Okay, we're going to put it on the center of our card. So if I hold this on opposite corners and put down the opposite corners, line up these two corners, then I know these two corners are good. Now, the die set has a pennant or a banner die in it. And I have die cut those with our super tacky tape on the back. So if you're not familiar with that, we're going to take our tape. We sell this in a 3-inch roll or a 6-inch roll, unroll it, put our paper in there and die cut. And then our die cut is a sticker. Now I did, when I designed this little pennant, I designed him so that he would fit. I'll show you this in this little piece up here. He fits here, like you could put one here and you could put one here, but they all fit on the inside. And I think this just adds a nice little pop on the inside of the card. So I have a yellow piece I'm going to put down right across the top. And you could think about maybe using that pennant piece on any of your birthday cards. Not this kind of birthday card, but if you already own the die, that little pennant would be cool on the inside of many birthday cards. Super cute. Now, I did cut the pennant with the tire paper. Just thought that was cool. And when I put that on, I kind of offset that off to the right a little bit. So I pick up that little black edge. Just having fun with that. Nice little touch there. Now, I have die cut the happy birthday, and I have used foil paper. So this is actually basil foil paper, and we do not have this on our website. The basil foil, but it's something that we carry to trade shows. So if you get to see us at a trade show, you can pick it up. Do you have a question, Tom?
I've been keeping up pretty good, I think.
No. You have 63 people watching. That's amazing.
64.
So I meant, did you have a prize to give away
Yes,
while I'm doing
yes.
this? So
Are you listening?
before you do that, let me say this. Ladies, I die cut this with the die, and I want to show you a little thing that I do. When I die cut this, I have my die on here, right? Put my die on there. Whoops, I got birthday. Got the wrong dies. Anyway, set it on there, run it through and die cut it. When I get it out of the die cut machine, I like to push these holes and keep this attached to the base. Like, I really like it like this, and here's why. I like to go back in and take my pick tool and pull off those inner pieces because they do not get in the way when I go to put it down on my card. So that's just a little tip for you about how I like. That's why I'm sitting here picking the centers out of these cards. And I'm going to put the happy birthday sentiment on my card. Now, because I want to be able to control the parameters of where that's going, I'm going to take my card and I'm going to take a little bit of undo. And I'm just going to put a little bit of undo wherever I want to put that happy birthday. And as long as this is wet, it will suspend the adhesion on the back of the tape long enough for me to be able to control that. And I'll be able to put that exactly where I want it. Okay, Tom, do you have a question?
Yeah, wanted to answer another question.
Okay.
Somebody asked me about the color cards, the communication thing. I already moved. I answered the question about getting the color cards for labels for the brushes and tell them that they're available online.
Yes, if you need to buy them, they're $1. If you buy 6 brushes, we will give them to you for free, or 8 brushes, we will give them to you for free. Now that's gonna allow me to move that around, and when that dries, I'll have permanent adhesion.
Okay.
Gonna add birthday, yes.
Okay. All right, crafters, are you ready for today's question? Get ready for your get your keypad and get ready to type this in because there's going to be a lot of guesses. I know there is. As you know, can y'all hear me all right?
Make it, Vonda said you need to make it an easy
We
question.
had so much fun with the fishing question last week. It was great. Okay. As you all know, I like to garden. Okay. And last weekend, I set out.
You mean the crafting cowboy likes to
The
garden?
crafting cowboy likes to garden. I set out 2 more plants in the garden, 25 of one plant and 11 of another plant.
Thank you, Beverly.
What were the 2 plants that I set out? Now, go.
Okay, there is a giant bug flying around. There-
Really?
Yeah, 2. Oh, they're guessing. These are plants that you started yourself, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, don't forget, I already planted my zucchini and my tomatoes.
They're all guessing. Okay, so while y'all are guessing, I'm going to go on. So did that make sense how we finished it off? And you see with the undo, I had that wet with the undo. It's already evaporated. And I have that beautiful happy birthday sentiment. So this is a really easy card to make, but it sure does have a nice presentation. And if you use some nice heavyweight cardstock, it'll step real nice for you. Very fun. So I wanted to talk about the happy birthday card that I had made because it uses some products that we have, and some of these products you might already own. So that's kind of fun. So what we have here is the happy birthday stamp. Okay, here's the happy birthday stamp, and you'll see that it is sized to fit in the panel of Alex foldover. So what I have here is the happy birthday in the top, and it's all about you in the bottom, and this comes from the stamp. And then you open this up, and there's the sentiment on the inside of the card, which says, your age is merely the number of years the world has been enjoying you. Happy birthday. So that is the expression that's over here on the left. This also has this other expression here that says, as you get older, 3 things happen. The first is your memory goes, and I can't remember the other 2. Happy birthday. So this also has the happy birthday to you, celebrating with you. And this is my favorite expression down here. Happy birthday week. And all of these long sentiments fit in the banner stamp right there. And we do have a banner die to match this set called Banner 001 that matches this exactly. Okay, in the background of this card is the mini circle stencil. And this is probably one of the most used stencils I have because sometimes you just want to do a little something with the background and it's perfect for that. Now, when I made the Alex fold over card, I designed that panel so that you could actually use the outline letters on that panel. So I wanted to put this together tonight so that you guys could actually see this. For those of you who may be new to outline letters, I wanted to show you how that fits in there perfectly. And so I have pre-die cut those ahead of time. Now, when the outline letters cut, they cut the innie and the outie at the same time. And if you're new to us, you're like thinking, what in the heck is she talking about? So let me explain that to you. So this is another nice set to store in the storage envelope. I also keep the Tom's text letters in an envelope like this. So when you die cut this, it's going to cut an inside piece and an outside piece at the same time. So I want to get that close so you can see it.
Getting a lot of guesses, Mrs. Creek.
Are you going to help these
give them a hint.
crafters need your help?
I like these harder questions because it gives the people that are on delayed
A chance to participate? Yes.
Yes. Okay, crafters.
But it makes everyone else
are you
angry.
Are you listening? Are you listening for the hint?
Can you hear me now?
The hint is sometimes on both of these items, men don't necessarily eat them, but they nibble on them.
Oh.
Both items.
What? They are never going to guess that in
Yes, they are.
1,000 years. No, they're not. Guys, tell him to get a new question.
Oh, come on.
There are two of them?
Yes.
Oh, guys, he's so proud of himself that he stumped you. That is so not right. Okay, so I've got my
Good
letters.
question. Debbie says, good question. No,
yeah.
Debbie, come on, give everybody a chance. Oh, come on, parsley and coriander. Okay. They're not necessarily vegetables.
Okay, so I have my letters cut, and I cut them in two colors. Well, I did have all my letters. There we go. I'm missing. There we go. Okay, so if you cut them in two colors, you can literally inlay one color into another color. I'm trying to get that close so you can see it. So when I cut them, the first thing I do is I have my super tacky tape on the back.
Okay. One of the two have been answered, but you got to get both of them. Okay.
One of the two.
One of the two has been answered, but you
Oh
have
my
to have both
gosh.
of them to win.
Ladies, I live with this man every day. Okay, so I'm going to fold my card up, and I have already prepared this with I stenciled the background.
Here's another hint. Here's another hint. Okay.
Okay.
Birds really like to eat one of these,
What the heck?
especially doves. If you know a dove hunter.
Okay, so when I made this card, I cut this on white cardstock, but I wanted to have more contrast and color on the front panel. So I'm going to show you how I took care of that issue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my card over. So this is the front side of the card right here. And I am going to tape that off. And I am going to apply some ink to just give that a little bit of color. A white card, sometimes, even though there's not a lot of white showing, can really just be flat. So if you add a little bit of ink to the background, it'll give you more contrast and your stuff will pop up off your card. So I'm going to tape this off, and I am using, to do this part, the purple stencil tape. Now, if you're new here, you're
Okay,
probably...
both have been guessed, but nobody has guessed
Both have been guessed, but
No one
not
has
together.
guessed both.
Okay, I am using the party dress ink, and I'm going to use the red brush because we're in the red family, the color family. And I'm going to take the lid off, and I'm just going to make sure that I don't have any red ink left in my brush. And you can see how just pulling that off lets you know if there's any ink in it or not. And I'm using dye-based ink in the brush, side to side. I'm going to start on the grid pad and move on to the paper.
Who really wants to? Oh, Sharon, the yellow rose one. That's right. Tobacco and sunflowers. That's right.
That's so funny.
Congratulations, Yellow Rose. Yellow Rose is one.
Yellow Rose, it's a good thing you
Yeah.
showed up. So I'm just going to ink that background. And every time I'm going to put my tool in side to side, and then I'm going to go around and around, small circles. What are you laughing about?
Tobacco, question mark.
Yes, who said tobacco? You guys, he's crazy. Not lying, crazy. He started this, when did you start this? 15 years ago?
Yeah, something
This
like that.
need to grow tobacco. And it happens to be an irritant of mine. But as I'm sure you know, sometimes that's, sometimes ladies, you love them and sometimes you're just committed.
Oh,
Okay, we're going to pull that up and we're going to put the lid on. That's how we take care of our brush. So do you see how that just added a really nice little contrast? I'm giving you a hard time about the tobacco. Party dress. Okay.
I can't even spell tobacco.
Don't ask me. I'm going to pull that off and you'll see we have that nice contrast. What do you do with the tobacco? Well,
I draw.
Kathy, the last time he had tobacco, he did nothing with it. But Mr. Creek has a fantasy about chewing tobacco. So that's a whole nother discussion. And if you'd like to voice your opinion now, go ahead, ladies, and do that in the chat. Okay, do you see how that just gave us a nice little contrast? Okay, then when we go back to put in our pieces,
What color did you use?
that was party dress. Okay, and that's so simple, but it just adds a little pop to the card. I already stamped my little rectangles here, and we're going to stick those on. So love the way it just gives you the pop of color. That one I already peeled. I already have tape on it. So we went to Kentucky a few years ago. How long ago was that, Tom? When you started having the fantasy about growing your own?
I saw it growing in the field.
Yeah, and he started this thing about growing tobacco. Now, ladies, I'll have to tell you, at the time, we lived, just so happened that our property fronted a golf course. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed, but Tom's really not the the golfing type. It was just a coincidence. And he grew his tobacco right there in the garden, right next to the next to the golf course. And you might say that the golfers thought that Tom was a little strange.
You might be a redneck.
You
if-
might be a redneck if you live next to the golf course and you grow tobacco. Okay. Okay. Now we got that. And we're going to add that panel to the front. But before I put that on there, I'm going to add Jane. So this will hold maybe 5 letters across the front, depending on what combination of letters that you use. So I'm going to take, and here's my letter, and I have die cut that. I have my tape on the back, and I will be able to pull these two apart. So I have an innie and an outie.
Sharon said the garlic Tom eats would kill any cancer.
The great thing about getting to know the ladies is that they can come to my defense with you. Tom is a unique character. Somebody said about Tom one time that, what did they say about you were?
Those squirrels when they were out there on the 7th tee that really,
Yeah.
kind of drove them up the wall. Though.
What was that guy said about you, that you were a wild Mustang or whatever that was?
I was a
Yeah.
wild Mustang running free that could
Yeah,
never be
that
ridden.
could never be ridden. So I learned a long time, ladies, to think that if I thought I was going to control this Mustang, think again. See, that's why I'm a woman of faith. Okay, so I'm just peeling these off, and you can see I've got innies and outies, and I'm going to put my letters on there and lay them all down. And if I needed to, I would get my undo so that I could rearrange them, but I'm doing pretty good here. Okay. And I'm using the dots on here kind of as my line. I'm going to stick those down. Now I'm going to go back with the dark color and I'm going to drop that outline in. So this is what's great about the outline letters is I can go back in and drop that outline in. just love the pop of color that gives our letters. So outline letters are on the alphabet. They're on the website. And if you use coupon code Sunshine, you can get 20% off. There we go. So somebody asked at one point in the chat if the Pennsylvania show was still
Yes, I
on.
told him I still did.
Okay. So we're just gonna go through here and drop that in. So you can use the outline letters on your cards or your scrapbook pages. They look amazing when you use them for titles. And I love to use the outline letters with the thicker alignment guide on my scrapbook pages. And here's what's cool. If you save the letters, you'll have another whole set of letters that you could use on a tag or something else. So you could do it this way and then go the opposite, light and dark, you would have the opposite. So I'm going to stick these on here. Now, when we die cut and we have the super tacky tape on the back, we often have these little paper hairs hanging around,
Paper hairs.
which are a pet peeve of mine.
They're everywhere.
So what I like to do is take that tool and push that outline into the letter so we don't have any white line showing. So I'll show you that close up. So I don't want that white line showing at all. So just use your tool, run that right along that edge, push that in so we don't have any white line showing. And now I do have a few paper fibers, I call them paper hairs, hanging around. And so I'm going to take the Embelly jelly and wad up a little ball of Embelly jelly, and it comes in this little case. And we're just going to push that right into the side, and it's going to pull off those paper fibers. Now, every once in a while, you'll get one stuck, and you can just take your tool, run it down that edge, and go back in and clean it up. Nice. I think it's just nice when the cards are just nice and crisp and clean and beautiful. We're going to put tape on the back and adhere that to the front of our card. So who doesn't want to get a card with their name on it? Sorry, whacked the camera stand there. Okay, got that. We're going to stick that right on the front panel of our card, and then we will finish off our inside. So you can see how the outline letter is just a nice complement to go with that. Now I have my background ready, and I already have my tape on the back, so we'll peel and stick that on. We have 62 viewers tonight.
Cool.
I'm peeling tape, ladies. Hang on here. So we're going to set that right in the middle. I will encourage you. I love these little ginghams, and I just keep them in my stash. Whenever I find them, I keep them. This was actually something that I just had in my stash, and it had the hot pink on one side and the gingham on the other. So I encourage you, when you're out and about, if you ever see gingham, I just think it's a great thing to have in your stash. Just adds a little pop of color. So my background gingham measures 3.75 by 5.25. And my white piece that I previously stamped is 3.5 by 5. And you see how that gingham just adds that nice little pop of color. And I'm going to go back in with that. What are you telling them? You know, the problem, ladies, with me not knowing what he's saying to you is it's hard telling what he's saying to you. Put that in there. Okay, there we go. There's the card for Jane. Do we have a Jane in the chat? Anybody here named Jane?
Jane.
Yes,
Jane.
dots are great too. And we do have, some of our paper pads do have those. And the tractor paper pad, let's open it up, has some ginghams and some stripes. So let's open that up. So we can look at that. There's some stripes and some dots, fun stuff. And then turn it over and we have those dots and more ginghams. So it's just a great thing to have in your stash. So I hope you enjoyed our card session tonight.
Oh man, did we ever?
That is the that is the Alex fold over card, and all the products are on the website. I'm gonna pull the camera up, ladies, so hang on. I did want to let you know that please don't order something and think you're gonna have it in time. Like if you need something to make something for Father's Day,
I'm kind of
Because,
behind on shipping, ladies, and I've been working my tail off to get it out to you.
So
we appreciate your business,
we
but
have-
we'll get it out for you as quick as we can.
Kathleen, I thank you so much for coming. Loretta, good to see you again. So we will be
Loretta's on
back.
vacation.
We will be back with you
Next Tuesday. Tuesday.
And
May
we
the
do
Lord. Yes.
we do have some new things. I'm hopeful that
New.
I'm
Can you say
hoping
new?
that
Can you say new?
Tuesday
I mean new, not
we'll
just
have
new.
those-
I mean brand spanking new. I'm talking about shinier than that new
newer
wax
than
job on your car.
newer than your tobacco.
Newer than my tobacco. That's right. Hey, may the Lord keep
Bless
you
you
and bless
and
you.
keep you.
Can't wait to see you again next Tuesday. We had a lot
Thanks.
of fun with you. Thanks for joining us, y'all. We appreciate you.
Good night.
Bye.